Today on University Report, housing issues including mold have forced U of M students to seek help. We'll look at the resources available to students.
This is the office of Joan Gable here in Morrill Hall. Coming up, we'll have a look into her resignation and the mixed emotions she leaves on campus.
And we'll explain how an iconic cartoon character is inspiring people to save lives.
Good morning and welcome to University Report. I'm Madison Morandi.
And I'm Hunter Bertram. University President Joan Gable announced last week she'll be stepping down from her role come July, only 4 years after her appointment. Gable confronted many challenges, including the pandemic, distance learning, and the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd. She will leave behind a historic legacy and a campus climate of mixed emotions.
I was chatting with friends previously saying, she needs to go, and a week later I got the email and I was so happy.
Happiness is an uncommon thing when discussing someone's departure.
I'm honestly a little bit glad that she's leaving.
But some students at Minnesota feel emotions like those.
I've heard maybe one person say something positive.
Gable's resignation came as a sigh of relief, especially for those who just wanted to feel as if they mattered to her.
In the emails, it would be, I care about the students, but then the actions wouldn't really show that.
Gable's actions were constantly met with criticism.
I do think it's kind of suspicious that she was on the board of Securian, on the director of finance board.
Gable was elected to the Securian Financial Board of Directors late last year. She met a conflict, a $1 billion conflict. Securian deals over $1 billion worth of business with the university. Gable's new position with Securian would have paid her $130,000 a year on top of her university salary.
Seems like it's like the students in the university was more like a means to an end more than anything.
I think everyone would do the same thing in her situation. I feel like probably almost every university chancellor is probably making a lot of money.
Katie Wheeler said Joan is like every chancellor or president of any university, making money that can seem unjust, but not uncommon to these roles.
I do think people pin a lot of the issues on her and the problems. And I think the fact that her being a woman also has a lot of it to do with, because people just like to put all their issues on them sometimes.
A woman, specifically the university's first female president since its founding.
Just because she wasn't the best person we could have had doesn't mean that women can't succeed in that kind of role.
Despite her conflicts, Gable leaves the university a changed place.
It does matter in the sense that she is breaking glass ceilings and setting a new precedent for generations to come.
The university's Board of Regents isn't saying yet how long the search for Gable's replacement will take. In July, an interim president will step in until the regents elect a new president.
Registration for fall 2023 classes is now open for U of M students. It opened yesterday morning with registration slots opening for students throughout the upcoming weeks. A variety of classes are being offered, ranging from intermediate algebra skills to scuba diving. Students can check out schedulebuilder.umn.edu to see what classes are available. A new promotion from the Red Cross features Joe Cool as the face of blood donation. Marissa Mazzetta joins us live from the U of M campus. What can you tell us about blood drives and about America's most iconic vehicle, Marissa?
Yeah, so if you want a shirt like this, all you're going to have to do is donate blood with the American Red Cross. Last week, I went to check it out for myself to see what it takes to get a Snoopy shirt and to save lives.
1, 2 seconds. According to the Red Cross, every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs blood or platelets.
Most of the time when they use blood, it's literally in one of the worst times in somebody's life. A lot of times it's literally saving lives.
That's right. Your blood can save lives. Maybe a child with leukemia, or someone who was in a car accident, or maybe your blood will travel across the country to help a community after a natural disaster. Wherever it goes, though, it is extremely needed.
During the pandemic, the amount of blood donations plummeted quite a bit.
Andy Bartz works at the Masonic Cancer Center, where many of her patients couldn't produce their own blood or platelets. And less donors meant it was harder for patients to qualify to get more transfusions.
Their hemoglobin had to drop a lot more before they were eligible to get more blood. So that's why I started to donate blood, was for the cancer patients.
And if saving lives isn't enough incentive, how about the viral Snoopy shirts you can get after donating during the month of April?
Everyone loves Snoopy. It's Joe Cool. Who doesn't love Snoopy? So I think that's amazing that we're getting the recognition over this fun T-shirt. Be cool, donate blood. Like, hello.
Still hesitant? You're not alone.
I think a lot of people are just fearful of the unknown, with needles especially. A lot of people do not like needles, but I feel, if they're given more education and knowing that, hey, it's a simple procedure, you're on this bed less than 10 minutes most times.
And the staff will be there every step of the way.
They definitely do their best to make sure that you're comfortable through the whole experience, and if you are someone who's a little nervous about needles, they do cover them up and stuff like that. So it's nothing to be worried about.
You may be surprised how powerful a t-shirt like this is, but the people at the Red Cross have told me that these have been a great motivator to get new donors.
Thanks, Marissa. If you're interested in making a donation, you can find out more by clicking the link on our website, z.umm.edu/universityreport.
Coming up, we'll take a look at housing issues Minnesota students are facing and how much more of this warm weather can we expect. Sarah Morris has the forecast.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Welcome back. With temperatures reaching the low 80s this past week, it's safe to say the Twin Cities saw the nicest weather of 2023 so far. But as we know, a few nice days at this time of year doesn't mean it's time to put away the warm clothes just yet. We send it over to Sarah Morris to see if the good times will continue to roll. Sarah, what can we expect?
Madison, you can expect what we so often get this time of year, a dramatic change. This past week has been nothing but clear skies and smooth sailing for our area, With this warm weather break, this is exactly what the doctor ordered to get students out there on campus and finally feeling excited to live in Minnesota again. But unfortunately for us warm weather lovers, we're going to have to put away our sunglasses because we are going to see some cloudy skies and some rain and some snow on Sunday. There's about a 90% chance that it snows in the Twin Cities and metro area on Sunday, but don't worry, the ground is warm, the air is warm, and those temperatures will be rising again by Monday and Tuesday, so make sure that you get out today because it is still hitting around that low 80s, still in like the high 70s, so make sure you get the sun before over the weekend we stay inside. But those 80-degree temps are going to be right back with us, and the sunnier weather is going to be here before you know it.
Thanks, Sarah. We won't put away those winter jackets just about yet. Some students had to vacate the Bridges apartment complex at the beginning of this month, following the discovery of black mold in some units.
There are plenty of new options for student housing around campus, with multiple apartment complexes and Kobo neighborhood homes under construction. But what are the conditions of students living off campus currently?
To give me 5 days notice to move is kind of ridiculous.
Tristan Roosh is about to graduate and is living in a hotel.
Honestly, the nicest thing is a continental breakfast.
In January, Roosh found black mold in his closet at the Bridges apartment complex.
I went to go to the bathroom, very normal, and I stepped in some water right outside my closet, and I was like, oh, that's not so good.
Roosh lived with the mold until the end of March, when he was given a 5-day notice to vacate because of the problem.
So I'm not going to completely unpack. I don't have the space in here to completely unpack.
He is now living in a hotel in Prospect Park, not too far from campus.
I need to wait and see how long I end up actually staying here, because I still don't have any kind of timeline on that. 14 to 90 days is a huge gap.
You know, they're given this window that says you're going to be displaced for either 14 or 90 days. And it's like, that is hard to plan life. You're going to be living out of a suitcase in a hotel for 14 to 90 days.
To deal with his displacement, he turned to student legal services.
And sometimes we're able to resolve things with just a simple letter to the landlord. Sometimes it goes all the way to litigation.
Adam Elling works for Student Legal Services and frequently helps students get their security deposits back or get housing repairs fixed in a timely manner.
I think a lot of times students just feel kind of helpless. They don't know what they can do, and they feel like, well, it's these are, you know, this is student housing. You know, maybe I shouldn't expect anything good.
Roosh is waiting to see how long he is in the hotel before he takes further action against the Bridges complex. There are at least 17 other displaced tenants from the Bridges currently staying in the same hotel as Roosh.
When reached for comment, the Bridges apartment complex said they are working diligently to assess and resolve the situation as thoroughly and quickly as possible. If you live in the city of Minneapolis and have housing issues, Student Legal Services recommends contacting the city first, which can send out inspectors.
One of my U of M instructors is 76 years old. What he teaches might surprise you. I'll tell you that coming up.
Plus, a look at the University of Minnesota's rugby team as it gears up for the end of its season.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Welcome back. Different ways to get around campus have returned for U of M students. Scooters and e-bikes rode their way back to Minneapolis yesterday after St. Paul launched scooters last week. Lime, Vio, and Spin will be the scooters brands offering easy and accessible transportation for students this year.
7s and 15s. Those numbers might not mean anything to you now, but to the Gopher rugby team, it means game time. Sarah Morris caught up with the team while they explained the difference between the two games.
That was a rugby ball, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the Gopher rugby team takes to the field at 6 a.m. to start working on their games of 7s and 15s.
15s is what I've played the most. I haven't played a whole lot of 7s, but so 15s is obviously 15 guys on the field, so it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit slower of a gameplay than 7s. 7s obviously with 7 people, the game moves a lot quicker, and it's only 7-minute halves. So 15s you play 80-minute games, so 40-minute halves.
Okay, so 7s is the more quote-unquote popular, especially I would say in America. It's 7 versus 7, and then games are faster. You got to be more conditioned, so it's 2 7-minute halves with a 1-minute halftime opposed to 2 40-minute halves.
The faster the game, the more head coach Sean Lindersmith gets the team conditioned.
But to be totally honest with you, I don't think you can ever be as trained as you want to be when you're running 80 minutes at full go. It's just, you're always going to be tired, so you can always train yourself more, but it's just going to mean you're going to run harder in the game. So, it's just kind of about like having the grit and being willing to keep on running even though you don't want to.
The commitment the team shows at 6 a.m. every other day keeps the team alive for every practice and competition. Sarah Morris, University Report.
The team competes at Notre Dame this weekend at the Big Ten Championship. They play 7s against Michigan and then Illinois starting tomorrow.
After the break, a look at a 76-year-old instructor who believes he's teaching beyond game, set, match.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Nine out of 10 Americans retire by the age of 75, but on the University of Minnesota tennis courts, Connor O'Neill met a man who doesn't play by those rules.
Good, way to go. I like that.
In Minneapolis at the Baseline Tennis Center,
Yes. Okay, that was good because that gives you a chance. No
it's
drop
all
fingers, no
positive energy.
That means this is a good game for you. You have to keep playing.
This is Dan Hartle, the U's 76-year-old tennis instructor who loves his job.
And the students here are so respectful and so appreciative of my presence. So it's rewarding for me. It's like, I can't imagine if I stayed home that I'd have anywhere the same satisfaction.
Dan has been teaching tennis at the U for 11 years, and his passion for the sport doesn't end here. Off campus, Dan has taught tennis at Hamline University and has coached high school varsity tennis teams for 15 years at Maple Grove and Centennial. But when he's teaching, he makes sure to serve up compliments.
Wow. Way to go to the ball. That's going to keep getting better for you.
While adding in more with a laugh.
John, good hands.
And wherever you go, you'll always hear.
Oh, wow. Nice shot.
So why is Dan always smiling and in such a good mood?
This is my favorite job. I'm 76. I've had a lot of jobs. I love this job more than anything else.
And his students return the love too.
Dan's great at teaching beginners all the way up to really skilled people, but I'm definitely a beginner. And it's been a fun learning experience for sure, learning from the best.
He's a very fun guy, I gotta say. He has so many different stories. I do enjoy that. You know, when you come into class, you don't know what he's going to talk about, which I think is an amazing thing.
Not all of the people in Dan's class are your typical college students. In fact, John Wehrman just turned 73, making him 3 years younger than Dan.
I got to be the oldest senior at the University of Minnesota, at least the oldest senior tennis player at the U.
But age has no business in Dan's classes. It's all about improving your skill.
And you got so much spin that they're making mistakes just because the ball is not where they think it is.
And what does Dan say?
Good job.
Dan's passion and love for the game keeps students coming back for more.
Some students have taken the class 3 times. So then I feel really close to them. And I sincerely care about you. I want you to succeed, not just in tennis, but in life.
Which is exactly what Amelia Brown appreciates about Dan.
He's more than just a teacher or a tennis instructor. He's, I would say, a friend.
Connor O'Neill.
But that's what makes the game so much fun.
University Report.
Hartle previously worked as a youth director at a Lutheran church. He plans to continue to teach at the U as long as he feels healthy, because he says he wants to be there with his students. And that will do it for us today. Once again, I'm Hunter Bertram.
And I'm Madison Morandi. Thank you for watching University Report.